true psychopath. When you're lost, take your trust. That's me. That's so sick. I'm a fraud, call me a liar. A true psycho. Ooh. I'm a fraud, call me a liar. A true psychopath, don't love me. When you're lost, take your trust. Yeah, that's me. Oh, that's me, that's me, that's me. Yes, I'm a fraud. Call me a liar. A true psychopath.
Hi, everyone. How are you guys? It's Friday. Let me say hi to everybody. Let's see who we got in here. We have Kathy, Tess. Hey. Oh, gosh. My thing just jumped. Oh, gosh. Let's see. Ensure for Life, Escape with K-Love, Nadine, my boo, Destined, Nation, KPM, Nana Banana. Oh, I got the hiccups. Shelly Bean, Kathy, Aries Pure, J Lord, Neat Noodle. Good to see everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here. Petunia, hey. Hey, Michelle. So good to see you guys. Hey, Skylab, Kathy, Adrian, Carol, Nightmare, Kimberly, Malibu Surfer, Lisa, good to see you. Jade Raid, Aries Giro, Sexy Wild Thing, Carol freaking Claus, good to see you, babe. Melissa Jade, hi. How is everybody today? Do you guys have a good week? It's a busy week over here for you, girl. Adrian, Riley, before I forget, Crystal, Tess, Claudia, Debbie, good to see you guys. Shauna, Lisa. Hey, Cray Cray, Chicken Shite. I don't want to miss anybody. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Shelly. K-Brace. Tabitha. Hi. I think I got everybody. No malicious. Perfect for tonight, because you know. Oh, Sarah Boone is Allie. Hey, babe. Amanda Love. Sarah Boone is, no malicious. Hey, KD, good to see you. Amanda Love, Sarah Bellum. Oh, I like that. KD. Good to see everybody. I don't want to miss anybody. I don't think I did. I think I'm getting Anaphylaxis. Good to see you, babe. Kristen. Zoolander was pretty funny. Hey, Corky. Good to see you, babe. All right. So, before we get started, I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping. Okay. You guys know that Allie and I are going to continue pressing forward. We're still going to play the calls with the commentary. We're just going to change it up, and do some different things that we didn't, do before. Hey, Annie Bobani, good to see you. So I feel, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. We're going to have fun with it. And then also I put the first, I think it's like 2 minutes and 45 seconds of the documentary in the Patreon. If you guys want to check that out, I am hoping to premiere part 1 Sunday. So that'll be cool. It's a long one, you guys. Shelly, thank you for being a member for 3 months, babe. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. let's see, what was I going to say? What did Kathy do? Let me see what Katie did. Let me scroll up. Let me see. Let me scroll. Trying to find it. Oh, I have to mess with my audio a lot whenever I do the hold on a second, I'll fix it. It is a little low. Sometimes when I do the recording when I'm reading, sometimes it's too loud, and so I have to turn it down a little bit so that I might be a little quiet. I can't find what. Can you write it again? Because I want to congratulate you too, KD. I'm sure it's great. Oh, thank you, Ash. I appreciate that. Good to see you, babe. Lorian, how you doing? Artemis Prime, surprise. So tonight we're gonna, hey Angie, tonight we're gonna talk about Boone. Had some developments in her case. Not the case itself, more like the trial and her interpersonal relationships don't seem to be going well. Surprise, surprise. But let's see. Should we start with? I am so proud of you, Katie. That is amazing. I don't people very much either. I would not say that I'm agoraphobic, but I know that it's for people who are, it's a tremendous accomplishment to leave the house, and I'm proud of you. Congratulations. And you should be proud of you too. So, quirky. All right. So should we just go ahead and start with the the letters, or should we start with what's going on with her attorney and then read the letters? How do you guys want to do it? It's up to you. You know me. I'm flexible. I'll read it however, I'll do it however you guys want. There was something else I wanted to, okay, so we should start. Let's do that. Let's start with the attorney and then we'll read the letter. There's something else before I get started that I wanted to talk to you guys about too. Did any of you guys catch Alec Murdoch's hearing the other day for a new trial? If you did not, I do want to talk about this because now y'all know that I love Dick the Poot, Harpootlian, okay? And it's not because I actually enjoy him as a person or that I like him as a person or anything like that. I just enjoy watching him in court, okay? So now we got to witness the combination of, for me, Harpootlian reminds me of a combination of Foghorn Leghorn and Statler and Waldorf. I can never remember which one is which, but Dick reminds me of the one that is the shorter guy with the really bald head, and his eyes are kind of like almost like half, they're squinting. Now I don't like him as a person. I just find him to be entertaining. Okay. And, but then you had the combination of the judge and her voice, which I loved when she said, Mr. Harpootlian, I am not inclined to change my mind based on your request. I said we were going to do it this way, and this is the way we are going to do it. And then here comes the Poot. Your Honor, now I have shown you, and we think it's very important that this juror get to say and change her testimony. It was just so much. It was hilarious. And so we'll have to talk about that because it was like real life Steel Magnolias. But it was just the best thing ever. And I want to talk about it because I thought that I actually agreed with the judge's ruling. based on what the jurors came in and testified to. So I just loved Judge Toll. I liked them all, to be honest with you. I mean, I didn't really Jim. There's something about Jim Griffin. Like, I don't know if it's just whatever vibe his or octave or whatever his voice is at is like. It's almost like white noise for me, and it makes me go nine nights. I cannot believe Carl Weathers has passed away. If y'all don't know who that is the original. That is Apollo Creed from Rocky. That is how I know him. You know, my favorite Rocky, I think, is Rocky 4. Although it makes me sad but I mean, I like the whole thing. You know, that movie is just that's my favorite Rocky. You know, oh yeah, just yeah. You know, he's going to appeal in the higher courts. Christina, good to see you, by the way. But I think that I don't know how successful he is going to be. It's juror tampering is really something that's hard to prove. And if the jurors are saying, well, yeah, Becky said these things, but like it didn't really impact our decision at the end of the day, it is what it is. But we'll see. All right. So tonight Sarah Boone, and I've already got the website pulled up. So I think what I'm going to do is I think the right thing to do now that I'm looking at it is I think we should actually read the letter. And here's why. I think the reason we should read the letter is because the letter comes before the withdrawal. And so I have not read the letter yet. And so I'm kind of inclined to think that possibly the letter had something to do with it. So here we go. I'm adding this. We're going to see it. It's coming right up. And I'm going to take a sip so that I can read this because it's 9 pages. So, wow. Here we go. Is everybody ready? Everybody can hear everything? Okay. Here we go. Honorable Judge Cranick, finally, a new judge. It's strange how the Lord works, as I was in the process of trying to disqualify Wooten after being my judge 4 years, and me still incarcerated with nothing to show other than 7. And then in parentheses, the number 7, in case you didn't know. Different attorneys, not by choice. News clips of me walking in and out of the courtroom and everything relative to my case permitted to be slathered on the global internet and in which I have not seen myself. I felt he was the ticket holder to my overly hyped, illicitly distributed, misconstrued, quote unquote, criminal case. And great reason I am still here again, ongoing 4 years and 7 attorneys later, not by my choice. See my letter dated 6/29/23 on clerk's website. While still waiting to properly, what is this word? Elucidate the court. I have to look that one. Public and world, and after whatever the dysfunction was in the attendance part of my most recent PTC/status hearing, which I am trying to ensure my automatic attendance futuristically. Please see my draft motion included. I am still trying to have my attorney submit on my behalf. I wanted to bring to your judicial attention the following information so you and the world are aware it is not I who am ever quote unquote, delaying trial, as Wooten inappropriately accused me of doing in a past hearing, especially now you have mandated a trial date to be had in May with no further continuances, leaving less than 4 months to put together and complete what should and could have been done already. What happened in all the 4 years prior? Please see all my correspondence online. Here are the highlights. To date, Winston E. Hobson has been my court-appointed attorney for 133 days and counting. To date, Mr. Hobson has only met with me one, in parentheses, the number one, time for a total of 3 hours, 11/7/23. To date, no phone calls have been received by Mr. Hobson as his phone does not work properly for further immediate, much needed communication to be made between client and attorney. To date, I have mailed 5, in parentheses, the number 5, letters to Mr. Hobson trying to communicate my urgent need to speak to him. Here we go. To date, I sent 1, the number 1 in parentheses, letter to the investigator in my case to contact Hobson to contact me and see if he can assist in correcting the phone problem. Also to inquire when anyone is coming. To date, I feel I am not being included or heard or cared about in my case again from the continued miscommunication again with Mr. Hobson, and time-consuming, undiscussed entries are being made on my behalf. The continuance I did not know about, the waiver of appearance I did not know about, along with other documents, and I am never sent copies of anything filed, so I know I keep trying to tell him with no response, furthering the already massive dysfunction in my 4-year case. I was hoping in the PTC status hearing on Tuesday, 1/16/24, I could at least play, quote, catch up in the courtroom, unquote, for 5 minutes. So many of my attorneys have done prior, including Mr. Hobson, in the number 1 in parentheses, court date. I've had for a continuance of a continuance, 10/30/23, to express and emphasize the need for him to communicate and schedule a second very overdue meeting. I still have not even heard from Mr. Hobson about our missed PTC status hearing. What's the status? To date, 1 out of 133 days and counting, attorney and his client have met. To date, 3 out of now 3,192 hours, attorney and client have discussed partial general case information. To date, I have still not seen my discovery. Your Honor, when is the next status hearing, please? Especially since we were not at the last PT. Wait a minute. Who's I and we? Let me keep reading. This distracted me for a minute. Especially since we were not at the last PTC status hearing, and especially since I'm trying to communicate with my attorney in more than one way to fully maximize and utilize the minute amount of time allotted before trial, my fair, appropriate, lawful trial. I am still wondering why, though I've had to wait for 4 years for something to finally happen in my case. Ask Judge Wooten. I wonder also, was I the oldest case on his docket? Either way, I'm still here, waiting patiently and very excited to get this highly anticipated, quote, show, end quote, on the road. I await your overdue and very needed judicial direction, supervision, and intervention. Thank you in advance, Judge Kranick. Welcome. Sincerely, Sarah Boone. Okay. Now here's her draft. Bless it. Motion to be included in and allowed admittance to all defendants' pretrial conferences and hearings. Comes now defendant Sarah Boone by and through her undersigned attorney Winston E. Hobson respectfully requests permittance to attend all my pretrial conferences and hearings ongoing until the conclusion of my criminal case. Per FRCP Rule 30 or 3.220, the following is stated. To lawfully allow my inclusion, participation, and requested admittance. 1. The trial court may hold one or more pretrial conferences to consider such matters as will promote a fair and expeditious trial. The defendant must be present at any pretrial conference unless the defendant's presence is waived in writing or on the record by the defendant or by the defendant's counsel with the defendant's consent. In support, the defendant alleges as follows. 1. These pretrial conferences are for my personal, individual criminal case. If professional YouTubers, news channels, court TV, etc., are given permission and allowed entry to the courtroom for viewing, and the judge also is allowing the conference to be streamed live with all the court minutes uploaded to the internet and world, I, the defendant, should be included foremost. 2. I may not have regular, consistent updates or communication with my court-appointed attorney, and by attending all my PTCs and hearings, I will know current status, important dates, casework being completed, changes in parties, timeframes, expectations, all pertinent information. I, the defendant, have a right to know, want, and need to regarding my case. All information is important, relative, and necessary to me. 3. Oh God, she's got a whole list. There's 2 more pages of this list. I am not consistently included in the certificates of service and sent copies of any documents being filed in court regarding my case as requested. Hold on. As requested numerous times by the defendant in writing and verbally in the courtroom, neither by the judge, the court, or my attorneys. By attending my pretrial conferences, I will know what documents have been filed, need to be, and will be for and in my case. Another way I can know what is going on in my case and being worked on. That sentence. Okay. Number 4. In complete overall support, it is my right by law as an individual defendant and inmate to be included in any and all development or developments made in my case. It is also my right to finally achieve success in any and every aspect possible in my case by attending and being included in my pretrial conferences and hearings. That success can and will be accomplished fairly, faster, properly. Wherefore, the defendant, Sarah Boone, respectfully asks the Honorable Court to grant my motion to be included going forward to all defendants' pretrial conference and hearings. And there you have it. Okay. Whew. Now, Sarah's big man. Sarah. Why does she think that she needs to have 25/8 access by phone to her attorney? I mean, can y'all imagine if his phone worked? I'm telling y'all, every hour out, that is who she would be calling. This is a mess. Oh, Boone. All right, so now let's head on over to this one. And I want to show you guys something really quickly, though, because I want to show you what's been going on in her on her docket so far. Let me add this to the stream for you guys really quick. Okay. So let's see. This is when her, let's see, hold on a minute. We already talked about this one. She got to have she wanted a private investigator, and they granted that for her. They wanted to appoint, this is the letter that for the specific psychiatrist. Then there was this on the 12th, this a motion for continuance. There was a hearing. And there's this. I mean, she's right. This is a final continuance right here. Let me see if this is really quick. What the hell? Hold on a minute. What is this? Why you don't? Let me click there. Huh, that's weird. I wonder why it didn't. Huh, it's a dead link. Weird. Okay. On the 29th of January, the hearing was canceled and the canceled trial. And here we go. On the 1st of February. So what the frack? Oh, hold on. I think I know what it's doing. Bruh. It's going to make me search again. All right, hang on a minute. Give me just one moment so I can search this. And then, of course, you know, I'm going to have to prove that I'm not a robot. And you guys know that I always have to take that test twice. Don't know why, but I do every single time. Maybe it will just go ahead and, okay, here we go. This one seems pretty straightforward. I think it should be fine. Okay. All right. Did it on the first time. Woohoo. Go, Jen. All right. Let's see what's happening here. Let's see. It's motion to withdraw. All right. Now I got it. All right. So let me share this screen. I think what she's, hold on a second. I'm going to highlight this comment really quickly so that for people on the replay. Okay. I get the bike one wrong too. That one is for whatever. I apparently can't. It's a struggle for me. So Becky P says, I should say, what did she want investigated? So she had a private attorney or a private investigator on her case. And the private attorney was going to help in the capacity that, Check, thank you for being a member for 23 months. Thanks, babe. I appreciate the support. A day oneer. Anyway, hey, Man's mom. So basically, the private investigator was really going to be helpful in, interviewing people for Sarah. Probably more in the penalty phase if it gets to that point. But I think that, he would be the one looking through the discovery for witnesses, right? So he would probably have interviewed the guys that were the neighbors of hers that said that around 10ish, they heard like this banging that sounded like something falling down the stairs. So I think, that's what she wanted. And he was already working on her case, but whenever the judge appointed a different attorney, then the paperwork has to start all over again. Hang on. Went down the wrong pipe hole. Okay. I think the problem that Sarah is having is that she has, first of all, completely unrealistic expectations. Um, yes, yes, Becky, that's the assumption. Because George has marks on his body, bruises on his body that are indicative of something else occurring, not just being um, in the suitcase and dying of positional asphyxiation. So, yeah, I think that, but he would also, I mean, the thing about interviewing the witnesses at the apartment complex is that the witnesses will just about everybody in that apartment complex was aware of the tumultuous, uh, toxic relationship that was between Sarah and George. And they were witnesses to both of them, frankly, being either the instigator, both of them at different times were the instigator, and both of them at different times, um, they were the victim of DV. Um, he had bruises, Kimberly, that because they were asked, she was asked about them in in her interrogation, and so I think that that was one of the things. So you know how she was asking questions at the end of the interrogation, like what comes next, and she busted out the list. And they were explaining to her that um, the autopsy wasn't done. They were going to be taking a look at some things. And so that was, part of it, the bruising. So anyway, that's what the private investigator would have been doing. He would have been, looking into the witnesses and all of that business, so yeah, they had a good day. It was a great day. We were playing the longest game of hide and go seek ever. There was puzzles, there was arts and crafts, there was music time. I mean, they hit just about, remember daycare, used to be able you move around from the different centers, so they basically had multiple centers. Um, so but the thing is that Sarah, okay, she does have a right to attend her pretrial hearings. That's true. And she does have a right to be kept informed of what's going on in her case. But not she what she doesn't have the right to do is to sit second chair in the case. And I think that is what Sarah wants to do. She wants to micromanage every move that the attorney makes. She wants to know, how many I's did you dot today? How many T's did you cross today? And she wants it calculated out by minutes and hours, and it's ridiculous. I and I think that it's unrealistic. Even if she were paying him, I mean, she'd have more wiggle room if she were paying him, right? But he is getting paid. It's not like he is a free attorney. He is getting paid. I'm paying for him as a Florida resident. But what she wants to do is she wants to be in charge. And see, the thing is that about that is, it'd be like if her car broke down, she would want to be on that thing that mechanics lay on, the little, like the thing with the wheels or whatever that scoots up underneath the car. she would want to be like right next to the mechanic and telling the mechanic what to do. Well, if you already know what to do, ma'am, then why don't you fix it yourself? What am I here for? So if she knows all, you know what I'm saying? You have to, when you have an attorney, because the attorney is looking out for your best interest, you're his, client in this case. He's looking out for her best interest. But she doesn't trust. And a private attorney can withdraw too. You're right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Look at John Pryor. He tried to withdraw like at the 11th hour, and Judge Boyce was like, no. And I feel like, so let's see what this attorney has to say. I already know, but I want to read it with you guys. All right, here we go. Oops, wrong thing. Comes now Winston E. Hobson, Esquire, the undersigned, court-appointed attorney, and files this motion for withdrawal and reassignment and states: 1. Counsel was duly appointed and filed his notice of appearance and demand for discovery. The accused is charged in the above-styled cause with second-degree murder in violation of Florida statute, yada, 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 whatever, a la Letitia. Counsel has met with the accused at the jail and in video visits and has continued the work begun by prior attorneys in this matter, and has also consulted with experts to appropriately position the case in the best interest of the accused, given the facts and the allegations in the accusations. Excuse me. Irreconcilable differences, including but not limited to ethical considerations, have arisen in this case between the defendant. Oh, hold on a minute. Let me just read this a second. Have arisen in this case between the defendant and counsel, and it is in the best interest of the defendant that counsel be allowed to withdraw and the case reassigned to other counsel in his stead. Wherefore, counsel moves this honorable court to grant this motion and enter an order accordingly, especially as to appointing counsel given the needs of the case, age of the case, and the stage of the case. Now, I am very curious about that ethical considerations. Wonder what that's about. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, this is what I think it actually, I think this is the deal. Oh, Viking, Viking Sliver, you're not super late. I've been on for about, 40 minutes. I didn't plan on this to be a really super duper long live anyway. I just wanted to go over this stuff with you guys. Oh, hold on a minute. I got distracted by the chat. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh. I have to go check that out. Okay. Also, one of my very, very helpful and sweet subscribers sent me an email this morning, and there is apparently body cam footage from a prior incident between George and Boone. And I want to share it with you guys, but I feel that the right thing to do would be to first reach out to the creator that obtained it and, see if, just ask. I just think that's the right thing to do. Okay. So here's the deal. I think that Sarah is very, what's the right word here? Delusional when it comes to the actual evidence against her. I think that Sarah truly believes that she is going to be able to take the stand. And rest assured, she absolutely, I believe, intends to take the stand based on her other letters. And I think that she thinks that she's going to be able to take the stand and that she is going to be able to get up there and just explain everything. And the truth is, if you're going for a battered spouse defense, which is what I think is still doing based on their request that her attorney filed for a forensic psychologist or psychiatrist who does specialize in battered spouse syndrome. It's almost like a self-defense. Um, it's a self-defense defense. And those kind of defenses, the jury does want to hear from the defendant themselves. However, not all defendants are right to take the stand, right? Sarah Boone, she just has a really God forgive me, heinous personality. I don't know another way to say it. And she's not really likable. And I don't think that she is going to come across well to a jury, frankly. And I think that she does not understand the gravity of the evidence that the state has against her. And I think that, yes, Malibu Surfer, perfect, abrasive, much better than heinous. I think that she off-putting, another fantastic one. Yes. She's, oof. Leather Heather, I did too, and I'm curious about that. I feel like you like heinous, Artemis Prime. Okay. Heinous, off-putting. She has a heinous, off-putting, abrasive personality. There we go. Let's use them all. So she's really underestimating the impact that suitcase video is going to have on the jury. And that's just facts. When you hear him, and the thing of it is that you can tell that he is trying to yell, but he cannot. And when you hear that, and she's laughing, and she's like, "That's on you. That's on you. It's how Phil wouldn't choke me." I mean, like, I'm not gonna, you get it. You take my meaning. Oh, thank you, Leather Heather, for becoming a member. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Welcome to the Fall Club. So being that she isn't seeing that video as it really is. And that, the impact that is going to have on the jury. And then you couple that with, her personality and how she comes off when she speaks. And, they put her on the stand. Oh, thank you, Leather Heather. Oh, Music City Mom, you've been a member for 7 months. We've almost had a whole baby together. Anyway, I feel like she's really underestimated that. And then, when she takes the stand, I mean, there's an attorney they're not miracle workers. They have to work within first of all, they have to work with the case that they're given, right? But they also have to work within the confines of the law. They can't just be making shit up, all right? And there's, the truth of the matter is, when you look at Sarah's and George's, because you can see it, both of their criminal cases, all that they had pending, or that they had against them, it's not really where it's so many times Sarah was the victim, and then one time she was the offender. It's pretty back and forth. And I feel like she doesn't understand. Maybe it's been a long time since she's seen it. Maybe she hasn't seen it since her arrest. But I think it would certainly behoove her to look at it again because, you know, she, I don't think she's dealing in reality. And I don't think she really grasps, like I said, the impact that that's going to have on a jury. It's just, there's no other way to get around that. That video is probably the single most damning piece of evidence that the state has against her. And if they put that video up, right, which they will, they're going to use that video. And then they call the people in the apartment complex that heard the loud banging that sounded like something being thrown down the stairs. And they testify to that. You know, now conversely, not only did they hear that, but they did say, and they gave us, one of the roommates gave a statement to the police saying that Sarah had come to him once or twice before and said, listen, it might get a little loud over there, it might get a little rowdy over there, but please don't call the cops. And so that might work in her favor, but I really do not think that I don't think that there's anybody that I've heard of yet. I mean, obviously I don't know everything. I'm not working on the case and I don't have access to all that. All I can see is what's online. But I don't really think that there is anybody that's going to be able to testify for Sarah that is going to give testimony that overcomes that video. I just don't think that that's going to happen. And I just don't think that's going to happen. And I think that Sarah, I don't know if somebody is communicating with her, that she listens to, but if there is such a person, you've got to get a hold of your friend, because she cannot continue to go on and on and on and run through every available public defender in the public defender's office. It just won't work. She needs to be realistic. And the fact of the matter is, it's going to be very, very difficult. This is a difficult case for an attorney to take. And I would imagine that I'm sure that most of the attorneys have talked to her about maybe potentially a plea deal. But I feel like Sarah has been like, nope. Hey, Mama Stone, good to see you. Hey, did I say hi to you, Sparkles? Hi, Sparkles. I feel like Sarah's put her foot down and she won't even entertain a plea deal. So she has got to get it together. And I also think that this particular judge is not going to play her reindeer games. Now, you will notice that Miss Boone did not write letters until Judge Wooten was no longer her judge. And that, what did she say? Oh, that's right. She excels at everything. Yeah. Everything but having a decent personality. Shit. And empathy, as Amelia Sparkles pointed out. But anyway, I feel like somebody needs to get a hold of her. Like, I hope she has some type of friend that can talk to her. And this judge is not going to, I don't think that he is. I really don't. I do not think that the judge is going to play her reindeer games. I don't. I think that he's not getting entertained. This 11 billion, letters to the judge. And I've already explained this to you, Sarah. Stop writing to the judge. The judge cannot make your attorney talk to you more. If you have a problem with the public defender, write to the public defender's office. That is who employs your attorney. That's his boss. Right to them. Anyway. And I just don't think he's going to entertain her the way that Judge Wooten did. I just don't think so. And I think that this judge, I feel like this judge is probably going to be like, look, I think he'll hear the withdrawal, but I can't tell you guys if he will grant it, because we're at the beginning of February. We have March, April, May, 3 months until the trial. Sarah Boone has been incarcerated, or not incarcerated, because that's not actually the right term, but she has been in jail awaiting trial now for 4 years. The charges in this case were filed on February 25th of 2020. So she is almost right at 4 years. That is an incredibly long time, given the fact that there are people who were arrested after her, Letitia Stout, who have gone to trial. There are people in other parts of Florida, specifically, what's his name? We just covered his case. Dan Markell is the murder victim, but Charlie Adelson. And he's already been tried and convicted. So this is ridiculous. They need to, like, Sarah, quit playing around with these people. The attorney is not your fairy godmother. Okay. He cannot bibbity bobbity boo you out of there. He's got to work with the confines of the law and with the case that he's given. Okay. You're just maybe try for a plea deal, lady, at this point. I just don't, it's ridiculous. And, this has just dragged on for long enough. But also I want to talk to you guys a little bit quickly about, Alex Erickson and I. If you're not subscribed to her, please go over there and subscribe, because Allie and I are going to be covering the Adam Montgomery trial, and jury selection begins February 6th, I believe it is. Also on February 6th, there is supposed to be a decision in Nick Godejohn's appeal for a new trial. Do I think he will get it? I haven't actually read the filing. If anybody knows where to get that, if you guys could email it to me, I would greatly appreciate that, because I understand that Dan testified at. Let me take that back. Testified is not the right. I mean, I guess it's a testimony of sorts, but he was deposed. And so I'm very curious and interested, and I would much rather read it for myself than go based off of what other people say are in the thingies. What you're looking for, what you need, chicken shite. Let me see. Let's see. I did yes, chicken, the family court. I did read that too. I read that. Yes. I did read that. But then at one point, what's a bummer is I wish that I would have downloaded the stuff from the divorce, because at one point it was available. It's no longer, and that was kind of a bummer to me. But Oh gosh, yes, Ash. I can't highlight that because you know how YouTube be feeling about kind of smart arts. So um but anyway, um yeah. I mean, here's the deal. The state is going to know exactly what to ask him, right? And obviously um when it's her attorney's time to cross-examine, they can only cross-examine within the scope of what was asked. So who knows how that's going to go. Then, this is just, all kind of ridiculous. And Sarah needs to stop being so dadgum unreasonable. There are a couple of attorneys who requested to withdraw from the case that were that wasn't Sarah's fault. It was a conflict. They had already represented either George or somebody that, or maybe another witness in the case. So they didn't feel like it was ethical for them to represent her. Fine, those were not her fault. But the rest of these are her fault. Okay, you cannot go. You have just too high of expectations. You're not going to sit second chair. I mean, even as many trials as I've watched, if I hired an attorney to represent me, if I, actually paid an attorney to represent me because I had faith in that attorney, and I would let the attorney do their job, and I would help them when they ask me for help. If they say, hey, can you get us so and so's number or this document or whatever, I would help. Or can you sign something so we can access these documents? I would do all of that. But can y'all ever see a scenario where I would be sitting next to my attorney thinking that I'm not in the defendant's seat, that I'm actually sitting second chair? Like, that's ridiculous, you know? Absolutely ridiculous. And she needs to get that through her head, And the fact of the matter is, the truth is, she could actually be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, even though it's second degree, because of um, the there's a special enhancer. Let me look at it. I'll tell you. Hold on just a second. Yeah, second degree murder statute, first degree punishable by life. I think it's like grave depravity or something like that. I can't remember right off the top of my head why she could potentially be facing life, what the actual term is. But anyway, so at the end of the day, it would really behoove you, Sarah, if you're listening or you're somebody who speaks to you is listening, to chill the fuck out and stop acting a fool and work with your attorney instead of, reading them for filth in letters to the judge who cannot help you at all, period. You have to, if your beef is with your attorney, you need to speak to the public defender's office. So, anywho, that is really all that I had. I won't keep you guys because it's getting late and I'm tired. Hey, Rachel, that's really all that I had. I'm really working hard to have this, the first part of the documentary on Gypsy and Nick done by Sunday. And Allie and I fully intend to carry on with the phone calls tomorrow night. It's my turn. So I hope you guys will show up for that. Cray, I don't know. Friends might be too strong of a word, but it does appear at least that somebody from the outside is communicating with her. And so maybe they can communicate with her and help her. And yeah, something like aggravating circumstances. It's called something else here though, and I can't remember what it is. Yeah, but here's the thing, Malibu Surfer. At the end of the day, it is her right and her decision alone. Her attorney cannot stop her from taking the stand. Alec Murdaugh's attorney, Alec decided to testify at his trial. And even Dick Harpootlian in his little foghorn leghorn voice was like, and I got to tell you, Your Honor, it's against, kind of hurt my feelings. He's up there testifying, which is why Dick Harpootlian, who did not end up doing the questioning, it was depraved indifference. Thank you, Cray Cray. It was Jim Griffin who uh, handled that on direct. So, anywho, that's kind of all that I had for you guys tonight. I hope to see you guys back here tomorrow night. And we'll go through some more calls. And I think Allie and I, if you weren't in Allie's live earlier, we talked about this. She talked about this earlier, and I want to let you guys know. Allie and I think that it would be fun if we had more audience participation. So we were thinking that in between calls, letting you guys come up, talk a little bit and give your thoughts and stuff in between the calls instead of it just being Allie and I. We really want to hear what you guys think about these calls. And so I hope you guys will be here for that. Think about it. Let me know. You can always email me. And I want to thank everybody for being here. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. Have a great rest of your Friday night. Bye.